Okay. All right. Almost goofed. Almost goofed, y'all. But everything is all right. Daily Go Get 'em is show. Pretty Petty Tuesday. Let's get it popping. Let's go. Yes. 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 How, 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 how to know if someone loves you or hates you? It seems like that would be easy to do, but sometimes though the lines are clear and blurred, and it occurs that we have been taught to see love and hate in a different situation, and we relate to each other differently. So we gotta make sure that we communicate. See. All right, so tonight on the Daily Go Get 'em Business Show, we are talking about how to know if someone loves or hates you. Now, it would seem like as we get older, more experienced, have been in love situations, hate situations, it would seem elementary that, yeah, you know exactly when somebody loves you, hates you, likes you, dislikes you. But sometimes the signals are mixed, and mixed signals can really, really, do a thing on your mentality as far as being sure whether somebody is on your side or whether they're trying to put you aside. For example, some of us are brought up to believe that if somebody talks to you nice, if they're kind to you or whatever, then they like you. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes people can talk to you nice and do you like a con man would do you. So they talking to you nice so they can disarm you, and that way they can make their way into your bank accounts and into your private life and gain your trust. Meanwhile, all the while, robbing you blind. I've never heard anybody say that a con man was evil to them, mean to them, or treated them badly. So we have to try to learn how to distinguish between the good and the bad and the love and the hate and the like and the dislike and the opportunists versus those who are genuine. And it's not always an easy thing to do, but you would think in your romantic life, in your private life, in your personal life, that it would be easier to be able to determine who is on your side and who is against you. But since it's not always easy, we gotta take this little exercise. We gotta do this thing. So tonight on the Daily Go Get 'em Show, we are talking about how to know if someone loves you or hates you. Have you ever been with anybody? Have you ever been involved with somebody that blurs the lines between love and or like and dislike, or love and just being all right with somebody? I know people who have been with each other for years. Even I know people who have gotten married and they've told me that they have never told their spouses that they love them. They say, I don't do that. I don't, there's no PDA. And telling somebody that they love them is not even what I would consider to be public displays of affection. As a matter of fact, the P can stand for private displays of affection. I don't see how you can marry somebody without loving them, or without at least telling them that you love them. Would you do it? Would you consider marrying somebody if you really love them, but they never told you that they like you? I'm sorry, that they never told you that they love you. Would you marry somebody? And now, don't be so judgmental, because there are plenty of people who don't require love in order to be together. Some people have lost all faith and confidence in the word love or the concept of love. Look, if your news feed is anything like mine, you'll see people question love all up and down your timeline all day long, up and down. Yeah, you'll see a lot of interesting ways of looking at things, but a lot of people have lost faith in what love is supposed to be. So, if you have never been shown love growing up, or you've been taught that love is one thing when it's really another thing growing up, you're probably going to identify that thing that you have been taught is love as being the thing that you look for. Now, what if you've been taught that that love, like from the time you were very small and as you grew up and the whole time you lived under your parents' roof, you were taught that love means that somebody gives you things. They provide for you. They buy you things. They make sure that there's a roof over your head and that there is a car for you to drive and that there's money in your pocket. That what if you're taught that that is what love is? So love doesn't have anything to do with showing confidence in you, being proud of you, telling you that they love you, treating you nice, talking to you nice, making you comfortable in your emotions rather than in your physical material world. What if you're taught that? What if you're taught that, well, the way that you love somebody is you show them you love them by buying them gifts, by making sure that they don't starve or that they are cold or whatever. So everything dealing with love for you, what if you're taught that love has everything to do with material things and security, financial security, not just material things, but financial security, roof overhead, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, regardless of how much they cost. This is what love is. And what if you're taught that it's not love just because somebody tells you that they love you or that they treat you nice or that they rub your back or that they tell you that they're proud of you, all that stuff. What if you're taught that all of that stuff is just lip service? If they really loved you, then they would go ahead and swipe their credit card, or they would pull some money out of their pocket, or they would make sure that you never struggle. Now, I agree that if you really love somebody and you're responsible for that person that you love, then you should help them out. They shouldn't be out here starving. They shouldn't be out here hurting. I agree with that. But I don't agree that you can financially provide for somebody as proof of love without showing them any reinforcing behavior that shows your love. First of all, I'm not going to accept that you love me if I never ever hear you say that you love me. Like never ever. Yeah, well, I ain't going for it. I'll accept that you like me, but I'm not so sure if I would accept that you love me. And that's love. You know, that's love we're talking about right now. We didn't even get to the hate side. Love is a strong word. Many people consider hate to be an even stronger word. They consider hate to be an even stronger word. You know, because when we talk about loving somebody, you know, we don't have any divine implications associated with love. And let me explain to you what I mean by divine implications. Like, we don't necessarily get into heaven as we're told because we loved anybody. I've never heard it written. I've never heard a Bible verse. Never heard any of my holy people talk about if you don't love somebody, then you're not getting into heaven. But you know what I have heard? That if you hate somebody, you ain't getting into heaven because you can't hate. So hate seems to have divine implications. And so it might be okay for you to not like somebody, but for you to hate them, wait a minute, that's devilish right there. The devil teaches hate. Anybody can dislike somebody, but only the devil can teach you hate. So it's going to be very hard for you to get into the kingdom of heaven if you hate somebody. Now, if I'm speaking foreign to anybody, if I'm talking some craziness that y'all ain't never heard of, let me know. Besides loving God, besides loving the Lord, I ain't never heard nobody say that you had to love nobody else in this world, nobody on this earth, not even your mama and your daddy. Now, in the Ten Commandments, it does say love thy neighbor. It says love thy neighbor. But it ain't say you got to do it. Didn't say it. And it sure didn't say that you wasn't getting into heaven if you didn't love thy neighbor. It ain't say it. No. Hate. That's the devil. That's the demon. That's the, whew. In Islam, that's haram. That's a sin. So that's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Get It Mr. Show. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Push that thing. Tap that thing. Mash that thing. Like. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And share the show. Somebody else probably needs to hear this message as much as you do. Share the show. Like, subscribe, comment, get involved, get into it, get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve, y'all. All right, so if y'all would like to call into the show, I invite y'all to call in. And the number to call is the area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call instead of 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, nigga. All right. The Daily Go Get It Mr. Show. How to know if someone loves you or hates you. Are you always sure? Think about the people that you have been romantically involved with. Every boyfriend, every girlfriend you've ever had in your life. Did they all love you? And were you sure? Have you ever been involved with one or two of them that you really liked, that you were in love with, and that you weren't sure whether they loved you or not, whether they were in love with you or not? Did they send you mixed signals? Do you know how to identify the signals when you see them, when you feel them? Has anybody played around with your heart and told you that they loved you just to get something from you? Ladies, has a man ever told you, has a boy ever told you that he loved you just so you would give up some ass? And did it work? Like, look, my mama and my daddy told me don't be giving up none. But if you're gonna give up something, make sure that boy he loves you. You was born out of love. So you make sure that if you ever take a chance on something that would make a baby of it, they better at least love you. You know what I mean? Come on, baby. Talking about that skirt up, pull them panties to the side. You know what I mean? That's a nasty place to have sex. Back of Project Steps. People pee back there. But I guess you could look at it like, well, in many ways, we were messing around in the area where you pee anyway. But anyway, yeah, it can be confusing. Mixed signals. Somebody acts like they really love you today, act like they really like you today, and then they tell you something like, yeah, but we ain't together. Yeah, but we ain't blah, blah, blah. Do you have to be together with somebody in order to love them? Can you love them but still not want to be linked up with them? Is it possible to love for different reasons? Yeah, I love you. Wait a minute. Don't we talk all the time about people who love you just because of what you do for them? Is that really love? We can say that it's love, but is it? You don't love me. You love yourself, and you love what I do for you. You love the way I make you feel. You don't love me. What are we saying when we say that? Because I hear this kind of stuff all the time. Do y'all hear it? I hear it. I don't hear it directed at me, but I have definitely heard other people say it. He never loved me. He liked the way I make him feel. He loved what I did for him. He loved everything except me. What's going on, T Carry? Right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Karen Chamberlain, me friend, me favorita. Always a good time. See you, Stacy White. Things coming through the night. It's good to see you and have you in my sight. And Emily Dunlap is in the house. Bow! Dunlap is in the house. Bow! She about to turn it. What's going on, Emily? This is the Daily Go Get a Missing Show. We talking about how to know if someone loves or hates you. You know, here we are, all full grown adults, more than 21 years. You know what I mean? We done probably all been through the relationship ringer. We know we done had children. You know what I mean? Some of us been married, divorced, married again, you know, that type of thing. And I've seen how all of these things can happen through your relationship journey and still not be sure what love is. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I want to feel what love is. I know you can show me. Shout out to Foreigner. Did they know what they were talking about? Yeah, you would think that with these years that we have on us, we would always be sure if somebody was on our side and when they're not. We would always be sure if somebody likes us or not. We would always be sure if someone loves us or if they just gaming us. If they just gaming us. How can you love somebody who you criticize all the time? How can you love somebody who you complain about all the time? That's not love. Or can it be? You know, if you've been brought up to believe that if someone loves you, they talk nice to you all the time, no times off, then you're probably going to be let down when it comes to identifying what love is a lot, because it's not easy for somebody to be nice to you when you're not doing right, when you're not on the same page, you know, when there are other circumstances in life and in your personal situation that may warrant calling one or both of you to action. For example, let's say in a relationship or in a marriage or something like that, one of you is very astute, very shrewd, and very good when it comes to money. When it comes to money, when it comes to finances, when it comes to the business deal of a relationship or a marriage, one of you is real good and very thorough when it comes to money matters, making sure that the bills get paid, making sure that late fees don't come in, you know, scheduling and making sure that the money is growing and making sure that the money is making money instead of just sitting around. And what if the other one of you in the relationship about the money? You just go to work, you know, you'll take any money that's available to you. Maybe you'll even work overtime or hustle to make more money, but you spend money. You like to, you know, you like to spend more money and have things and use money as a means of well, so you got one person that likes to save and that likes to spend. Both of you make good, probably than the other one, but the bottom line is one wants to take care of the money and the other one wants to go out and spend the money and get their shine on. Well, the one who spends the money a lot is probably going to be the one that compromises the money and the security of the person who likes to save. So that's going to make the person who likes to save uneasy and uncomfortable. So when they sit down and have a conversation with you or multiple conversations about your spending and about you know not being penny wise and pound penny wise and pound foolish or whatever, you know, you might take that as dag. I'm making money. I make more money than you. All you ever talk about is how much I spend. You'll never talk about how much I bring in. I'm bringing in a lot. So you might think that that person doesn't really love you because they're always getting on you and staying on you about the way that you spend your money, which is really both of your money because y'all in this thing together. So it might seem like they're nagging you. And if you love somebody, why would you nag them? Why would you put them in a situation where they have to lie to you about what they're doing with their own money because they don't want to hear your mouth? Now, this sounds elementary, right? An adult should be able to realize that a person who loves them might still discipline them or try to get them on the right track or try to help them to improve themselves or be better, even if it's just for the situation or for themselves personally. Yeah, that's rational thinking. But love is not a rational thing, and neither is hate. Love is not a rational thing. Hate is not a rational thing. So it's a conditioned response. We're conditioned to know what love is supposed to be and what it's not supposed to be. We're conditioned to know what hate is supposed to be and what it's not supposed to be. And when things go against what we've been taught or conditioned that love is or hate is, then we get confused. And oh man, we can't forget about the people who think that just because you are really affectionate with them, in other words, you do it to them real good, that's how they think love. That's what they think love is. After all, it is called making love, isn't it? We're gonna work all our problems out in the bedroom, baby. It sounds childish, but they are full-grown adults who can't see the difference between somebody sexing you good and loving you good. Cannot do it. Now, the confusing thing about that is they don't think that because you don't make good love to them, in other words, they don't think that because you can't make them orgasm that you don't love them because you're trying. But if you do make them come all over the place and go crazy and you give them an hour's worth of mental illness, of physical and emotional illness. In other words, you made them go retarded for a whole hour. The problem is whether you love them or not is not what they're concerned about. Now they love you. How confusing is that? Yeah. I'm in love with the girl who got that snapper. You know what I mean? She got that snapper. The twat is like, it's like a twat and a blowjob at the same time. Sometimes I got to look down and find out what's going on there. I'm thinking I'm going to see somebody's head. I love her. I love her. Wow. My brother. My baby brother, Chuck Lindsay. Charles Lindsay in the house. That fine line between help and control. Whoa. What you talking about? Something tells me. Something tells me that my baby brother might know a little something about what I'm talking about. But yeah. Distinguishing between whether somebody loves you or not is different between you distinguishing between whether you love somebody else or not. Like, listen, as long as they keep doing it to me like that and that way, that good, I don't care if they don't love me yet. They gotta like me, because nobody who hates me would do it to me like that. Do it to me once again. Once is never enough with a joint like you. Do it to me one more time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out, rest in peace to what was the Pointer Sister? The last well, the next to the last Pointer Sister who passed. Know what I mean? Like the Barbara Walters thing, that ain't really, you know what I mean? The Pope Benedict thing, but Gangsta Boo, I was like, oh, come on, man. Gangsta Boo? Gangsta Boo? Yeah, that kind of hurt. I mean, you ever not realize that you a fan of somebody until something happens to them? You be like, oh no, 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 no. Wait. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. We don't have no details on that death. But then what's the Pointer Sister? What's the name? Pointer. It was, let's see, it was Bonnie. It's only one left. Anyway, rest in peace, the Pointer Sister. So, how to know if somebody loves you or hates you? You know, it could be very confusing about whether somebody loves you or hates you, especially when your requirements for love and hate are a little off kilter. You haven't really nailed down what love and hate is for yourself, but your expectations of what somebody should be delivering to you, displaying to you, giving to you are all wrapped up in that. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, let's do this. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is daily, the daily Go Get 'Em Ism show. We do this every single day, every day it rains, every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar, with the. And if you can't say Omar with the. Well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show, all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feel like real men and women should also. Tonight on the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show on this Pretty Petty Tuesday, we are talking about how to know if someone loves you or hates you. Loves you or hates you. How many of my people have enemies out there? Who has enemies? And do your enemies actually hate you? I mean, how do you know? How do you know when someone hates you? Now, of course, we have known people who were formidable foes and opponents, people who were on other teams, people who didn't have any appreciation for us, but did they hate us? One of the scariest things about the word hate is that hate will make people kill you. People normally try to eliminate what they hate. They want to get what they hate out of the way. See, we casually use the word hate. Oh, y'all haters. Y'all be hating. Why you hating on him? Why you hating on her? You be hating on them. You be hating on the Cowboys. The Cowboys be hating on the Eagles. Y'all just some haters. Oh, y'all want to see nobody advance. Y'all want to see nobody do well. You hating. We have taken a lot of power out of that word when we just use it casually to describe somebody's dislike or lack of appreciation for us, because that's not what hate is. Hate is more than the opposite of love. Hate is a deep-seated, deep-rooted dislike for somebody that continues, that usurps a lot of your emotional energy, whether that person is in your sights or not. You know, hate makes a person brood about you. A hate will make a person come and find out where you are, find out what you're doing, and try to stop everything good from from happening for you and to you. So hate is more than just dislike. But we spread the word hate around like it's just a dislike thing. We've known people who have disliked people. You know how the private conversations that you've had with people, like, I mean, I don't like that boy. Like, I don't like how he move. I don't like what he do. And sometimes they'll give a reason, like, I don't like him because I don't like the way he disrespects women. I don't like the way he treats such and such sister. I don't like the way I don't like his little sneaky ways. He's shady. I don't like him. I don't rock with him. That's different from hate. That's different from hate. Hate will make you do stuff like, we gonna make sure that this cat don't make no money and that he don't feel no joy. We gonna stop everything good from happening to him. And I'm gonna keep my eye on him, because not only are we gonna stop everything within our power good from happening to and for him, we're going to make sure that nobody else intervenes and does anything good for him. We're going to do that. Hate is like hate is when you get the crew involved. It's hard to hate somebody all by yourself, because nobody will understand how come you hate a person. So there are people out there who think that you can hate somebody that you used to love. I think it would take extreme circumstances in order to turn love into hate. For example, and this might not even be the best example, because we've probably seen or read about situations where this happened and it still didn't turn into hate. Let's say you were in love with, okay, let's just make it quick. I ain't gonna bullshit around with this. Somebody that you love or were in love with killed somebody that you loved. Your husband killed your child. Your boyfriend killed your father or your cousin. Totally broke the family up. And you really love the person that they killed. Would it turn into hate? Would you hate that person now? It depends. It depends. On the surface, it seems like, yeah, if somebody killed my child, yo, there's no way I can love them. I'm going to hate them. We've seen cases where not only did they not hate the person, but they stayed with the person. For example, Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's father killed him. Was it murder? The lines are a little blurred about whether it was a murder or not. Every time somebody kills somebody, it's not always registered as a murder. But did Marvin Gaye's mother hate Marvin Gaye's father for killing Marvin Gaye? Did the R&B soul community hate Marvin Gaye's father for killing Marvin Gaye? You killed a pioneer of soul. You killed a very important piece of the soul movement. Forget about R&B. We talk about soul. We talking about Motown soul music. Who doesn't like Marvin Gaye? Have you ever heard anybody say that they didn't like Marvin Gaye's music? They didn't like what Marvin Gaye stood for? What's going on? I've never heard anybody say I hate Marvin Gaye's father for doing that. There were reasons that he shot and killed Marvin Gaye. Depending on what story you believe, some people say that his dad had no choice but to kill him. You know, Marvin Gaye was on drugs and he was acting crazy in the crib and he was acting violent. And his dad had to take him on up out of here. So the story goes. So that's just an example of a story that we can point to show how just because somebody killed somebody that you love doesn't mean that you'll hate them. But I did say that if you love them in the beginning, the R&B soul community had no ties to Marvin Gaye's dad, only Marvin Gaye. But what about his mother? What about his siblings? What about his cousins? What about his family members? Did they hate Reverend Gaye for shooting and killing Marvin Gaye? I don't know. I don't know if they hated him for that. I don't know if they hated him for that. So with a situation like that, with an example like that, you can see how the it's not always black and white. But have you ever hated somebody? Have you ever wound up hating somebody that you loved before? Did it make you question whether you really love them? Or question why you love them? Or question how you ever loved them? Stacey White says sometimes hate and jealousy, they need to put the work in. Sometimes hate, jealousy, they need to put the work in. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, hate is a strong, strong word. Have I ever hated anybody? There are people that I hate actively. And I still, and even with the people that I say that I hate, there's room for me to upgrade that to just disliking them. Hate takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of emotional energy, a lot of active emotional energy, just like love. Love takes a lot of active emotional energy. That's why when you question whether somebody loves you or not, you're questioning whether their motor is still going, that drives that love force. And when you don't see that motor going that's driving their love force, you have to question whether they love you or not. Even though they may have put in a lot of work before, they spent a lot of time proving their love to you before, but things run out, things expire, things get old, things don't be the same as they used to be. They be different. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. TK Wright says, yes, I don't hate very many people. Only two. Only two people of which I loved before, I think that says. I've learned that I hate what they did to me, not the person. That's what I'm saying. Hate ain't as easy as people try to say it is. They don't. It's not as easy to come off the way that people say. Mia says that's deep, and that is deep. That is deep. That's very deep. hating what somebody did to you, but still not hating the person. That's confusing, and that can be confusing in and of itself. Mm. Because it's the person that's doing it. The thing that got done to you didn't. But yeah, you know what? You can't hate how something has affected you without hating the person. Yeah, I can see it. Like for example, and this might not be the best example that you've ever heard before, but check this out. If let's say your parents really loved you and doted you and doted on you and spoiled you, they gave you everything you wanted. Any material item that they gave you, they they um they gave you. And they always show you a lot of love, a lot of love. And they told you that you were the best and everybody was going to love you because you're the best and you're the greatest and you're the greatest thing that ever happened in this world and you're God's gift to the world. And anybody who doesn't like you is blah, 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 blah. Let's just say that they gave you so much love and they sheltered you so much and they protected you so much that they didn't prepare you for the world the way that it is. They didn't prepare you for the way that the world might treat you later. They didn't prepare you for when people are indifferent towards you. They didn't prepare you for people who will test you and find out, test your strength, test your resolve, test your emotional strength, and all that kind of stuff. Many people have resented their parents not preparing them for life's negative consequences. People people criticize the public school system all the time. They didn't teach us nothing about the world. They didn't teach us how to compete in college. They didn't teach us this. They didn't teach us that. The public school system is messed up. They ain't teaching us nothing. Is it the school's fault? Were you always attentive in school? Did you do all your homework? Did you ever skip school? Did you play hooky? Did you get high? Did you drink? Did you party? Did you cheat on exams? Did you get other people to write papers for you? Did you take full advantage of your educational experience? Because I don't care whether you went to a public school, a good public school, or a trade public school, magnet school, whatever. If you paid attention in class, you still had the opportunity to learn the same math and English and science as everybody else. Even if the rest of the class was disruptive and seemed to keep everybody from really learning what they needed to learn, that shouldn't have meant that you didn't get it. So I don't see how you can blame the entire public school system. The entire system? It's like blaming the fans for not cheering, and that's the reason that the team lost the game. It didn't have anything to do with the fact that the other team scored more points. It's because y'all weren't the 12th man on the field. Y'all weren't the sixth man on the court. Y'all didn't do your jobs. All y'all did was boo. All y'all did was complain. But people do that. So you might hate how the public school system didn't prepare you. Or you might hate that how your educational experience didn't prepare you for real life or how to manage money or you know but that doesn't necessarily mean that the person who didn't prepare you hated you or that you hate them, you know. Yeah. Love can be confusing, hate can be confusing. And you would think that hate would be easy, but it's not. It's not all that easy. It's not all that easy. It's not all that easy. CK says, one of which I loved before. How many times, and this don't have nothing to do with you, TK, right? How many times have you heard people say that they hate their baby mom or hate their baby dad? Every time I hear somebody say that, I'll be like, man, this is woo. I don't know. That's dangerous territory to me. I can't see no good in that. You hate somebody that you laid down with and swapped that DNA fluid with, which resulted in a whole 9 months gestation pregnancy, resulting in a whole baby, a whole brand new human life, and that's who you hate? Now, I can see you hating the fact, like let's say if you're a woman and your baby dad abandoned y'all, never took care of the child, never spent any time with the child or the children, and never gave them any attention. You may hate how they put your child in that situation, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you hated the person. I hate the fact that he doesn't want to do right. Or if you're a man and you're dealing with a woman, which is very hard to deal with, dealing with a woman who doesn't want to take care of her children. So you got custody of your children because that mother is not responsible and caring enough to be a good mother to her children. You know, that's an odd situation. We don't hear about that a whole lot. Stacy White says, Omar, how can you hate somebody you don't even know? Well, we don't know the devil, but they tell us that we got to hate him. But honestly, Stacy, I respect that question. How can you hate somebody you don't know? Well, a lot of people hate Donald Trump, and a lot of Trump lovers hate Joe Biden. They don't know. I don't hate either one of them. One of them I deeply dislike. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like his example. I don't like his representation. Don't like it. But I never have. Way before, he became president. But yeah. I don't know about this hate thing. Hate for a rational person requires a lot of information. Noble Hardy. Welcome to the Daily You'll Get a Missing Show. Noble says, is hate necessary? If one don't hate anyone, something's wrong with them? I don't know. I don't think that you have to hate somebody. I don't think that you're necessarily a bad person if you do hate somebody. All I know is that if you do hate somebody, it's going to take up some time for you. It's hard to hate in a vacuum. Like, yeah, I hate them, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna go over here and do this thing. Normally, hate, catches your attention for a while. Like, hold on, I'll be there in a minute. Keep my eye on this thing I hate over here. Make sure that I can get confirmation on why I hate them. Yo, watch this over here. This is why I can't stand. You see this shit? Oh, do you look at him? Mm-hmm. We need to do something about him. It's hard to look at somebody that you hate and do nothing but look at them. You normally want to take action against somebody that you hate. Now, if y'all dispute that, I understand. I do. I get it. But let's talk about it. We still got a little bit of time. Mia Cunningham says, I know someone like that. They resent their parents for not preparing them for the real world. they were so sheltered that when they got a taste, they weren't prepared for it, and it was a shell shock. But the thing is, that can be anything in this world. That could be anything in this world. You know, you don't know what you if you follow something different from your life's path. You know how, like, a lot of people in your family, if you look at your family, you'll see a pattern of jobs, careers, relationships, marriages, ways of life. You'll see certain patterns in your family. If you, for example, maybe you grew up in a family where a lot of them are in law enforcement. My grandfather was a cop. My father was a cop. I've been thinking about becoming a cop or doing something in law enforcement, stuff like that. Or my great grandfather was a military man. So was my grandfather. So was my dad. I went in the military, even though I didn't make a career out of it. I did do 2 tours, and you know what I mean. But everybody in my family goes into the military. You know what happens to the person that says, I'm not going to no military, I'm going to college. Like, we all went to college too, but we went to the military first. You got to go to the military. I'm like, no, I don't. And I'm not. So I'm saying all that to say this. Not preparing you for something when you've taken a totally different route than anybody in your family is taking. You can't really blame them for not preparing you for it. They didn't see that's where you were going. Now, if you've been doing something, like, let's say nobody in your family is in show business, but since you were a child, you've been in plays, you've been singing, you've been dancing, you've been a performer all your life, always in front of a camera, always behind a microphone, always, going to, you got deep into it. Now, none of your family is in show business. They don't know anything about contracts. They don't know anything about the business of show business. Sure, they go to the movies and watch TV and listen to music and go to shows, but they don't know anything about that. So you gonna be mad at them for not preparing you for how evil that show business can be, for all of the sharks that are out there in show business? They didn't know how to prepare you for that. They just didn't know. Look at the parents of New Edition. None of them, they didn't know. They didn't know what to tell them boys or how to get a contract and all that kind of stuff. They was in foreign territory. And you saw the results. One bad contract after another bad contract, to the point where none of them made no money until they all went solo. They make no money. Bobby Brown went solo, made a bunch of money. New Edition breaks up. Johnny made a solo project, bunch of money. Ralph had a solo project, made a bunch. I don't know. He probably he kind of, like, out of all of them, he kind of, for him to have been the lead singer, he's the Mr. Telephone Man. I mean, I'm sorry, Candy Girl. For him to have been the voice of New Edition, solo, he kind of did the worst. Everybody else had at least 2 hits. Ralph Tresvant ain't really have no, you got Sensitivity, and after Sensitivity, like, I love this first album, but if you ain't buy the album, it gets kind of hard to name his solo hits after Sensitivity. You need a man warm and sensitive, that's what I can get. You need a man warm and sensitive, that's what I can get. You need a man with sensitivity. A man, like, hey, it gets, but BBD, they had a bunch of hits. Poison, Do Me Baby, When Will I See You Smile Again? Their whole first album was blockbuster after blockbuster hit after hit. That's right, TK, right? BBW. That was when they gained weight. That was their 5th album. It just came out. All right. You said they had a hard time adjusting. Me said they had a hard time adjusting to adulthood. Shoot. Who doesn't have a hard time adjusting to adulthood? We don't know what kind of curveballs we gonna be thrown, but we can't be mad at the lovers for loving. Sometimes we just not mad at the haters for hating. Manifest reality. Happy New Year, Manifest Reality. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year to all y'all. Definitely. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Stacey White says, my mother covered me and she prepared me for the real world. Well, everybody's real world is different. You know, first of all, we got to stop thinking that all of the negative trials and tribulations are the real world. They're real. Everything you experience is real. It's all real. The love is real. The hate is real too. The indifference is real. The good is real. The bad is real. It's all real. And you're not always. If you've experienced nothing but hate in your life, then love is going to throw you off. If you experience nothing but love in your life, you off. You're not always going to be prepared. Shoot, even your metabolism knows that. If you do the same exercises every day and eat the same foods every day, you're not going to gain any muscle. You're probably going to gain a bunch of weight. You got to mix it up, switch it up, change it up, make it in order to spark your metabolism. It needs lack of adjustment so it can be called to action, so it can run like a motor. I wonder if your car engine works that way. You know how some cars require you to only put premium gas in there, but you know, with gas prices being all high, sometimes you don't always put premium gas in the tank. So I wonder, yeah, they say if you put regular gas where premium gas is supposed to be, then it can mess up the engine. But it ain't going to do it that one time. What if you put 87 where you would normally put 93 in? Will the 87 prepare the engine to do better with the 93 when it gets it? I don't know. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Happy New Year. 2023 is upon us. I'm already trying to do better in 2023 because it ain't start off right. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. Barbara Hill, Cisse, Bobby Cisse, what's going on? You said you was half-ass watching a YouTube video and it went off and you rolled right onto my television. Well. Good. I'm infiltrating Chris. Getting in y'all. But yeah, identifying love and hate, it ain't always easy, baby. It ain't always easy. Speaking of not always easy, I wonder how come Blog Talk didn't alert me that I only had a minute and a half left. They ain't tell me nothing. It's 7:59. We got to do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. Barbara says, I tuned in just before the BBW slip. Cute and fat checking in. Manifest reality. However, we go through it. That's what's up. All right, y'all, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January 3rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. I get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Natasha Woodbury, happy birthday to you, Natasha. And also Anthony Pascale, happy birthday to you. And Courtney Tipton, turning 41 years old today, happy birthday to you. And Nazir Muhammad, turning 37 years old today. And Daphne Carson, happy birthday to you, Daphne. She's a comedian from the West Coast. And also Rosaris Peralta, turning 38 years old today. And Tracy Ross, turning 60 years old today. And Maribel Laguel, turning 31 years old today. And Tony Rozier, turning 52 years old today. And Okanta Kate, turning 30 years old today. And Deshaun Newman, turning 33 years old today. And Desiree Latada, turning 57 years old today. And Nadine Lewin, happy birthday to you. And Nicole Thomas, happy birthday to you. And my girl, she used to have a show on Blog Talk called The 24-Hour Mom. Luva Alvarez, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my man, my mellow, my man, going all the way back to the 1989, Ted Harrison. I want to say happy birthday to all y'all. And anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious January 3rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember. Oh, by the way, I hope that today finds your good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. But remember, identifying whether somebody loves or hates you is going to come mostly, or should I say largely, from your own perspective. Whatever you've been taught and conditioned on about how to identify love and what love is supposed to mean, look like, smell like, feel like to you is what you're going to judge it on. And there's nothing wrong with judging, because we always talk about some don't judge. Yeah, you judge. A judgment is an opinion and an assessment. An opinion and an assessment. And we cannot go through one day without having an opinion or trying to assess what's going on right in front of us. So don't be ashamed of that. I think that one of the bigger questions should be, what do you do if someone loves you, or what do you do if someone hates you? Is there a responsibility on your behalf to accept, reject, deny, investigate, or whatever? What do you do? If someone tells you that they love you, what do you do with it? If you suspect that someone hates you, what do you do about it? Is there a call to action? Is there something that you must do if someone loves you or hates you? And which one have you experienced most in your life? Have you experienced more hate? Have you experienced more love? I hope and pray that y'all have experienced more love than hate. But has the love always looked the same? Probably not. Has the hate always felt the same? Probably not. Have you always loved the same? Probably not. Have you always hated the same? If you have hated at all? Probably not. There's levels to this thing, baby. There are levels to this thing. But you'll kind of know. You'll feel the warmth or the extreme heat of the love or the hate. Shout out, peace to, and my condolences for those of y'all who have not experienced love or have had the love flipped and bounced on you and got you all caught out there and jerked by love. And for those of y'all who are out there misusing love, using love as a weapon, well, shame on you. Shame. For shame. Peace to all my day ones. Every day's in my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show. So make sure y'all come on through 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all know how we do. All right, so Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. They just want me to end it in YouTube so they can start talking. Watch. I don't know if we recorded anything on the Blog Talk side because I ain't hear nothing. Nothing. But for my YouTubers, you know just how we do. But thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobas. Yeah, on the other side, my boobas. Yeah, on the other side, my boobas. Peace, y'all.